balance having a personal life and a productive work life? How do you strike that balance?
The biggest thing is sometimes you just can't manage it. I mean, sometimes you just can't do it. I mean, there's going to be that. There should be that problem in small firms, large firms. I think that's just kind of one of the downsides of being a lawyer. The best thing that I feel like I've learned to kind of manage that is not to procrastinate, and I'm a terrible procrastinator. I was the one that, didn't even open the book sometimes until halfway through the semester. And so that really catches up with you, because you'll have days when you're slow, and you'll kind of want to goof around a little bit and not get the little things that you have done, and then of course stuff piles on, and now you've got not only the little stuff that you didn't do when you were slow, but all the big stuff that people are yelling for right now. So I think the biggest thing is I work off a checklist every day and try to force myself to do a few things. Also, to a certain extent, it's always going to depend on the partners that you're working for and the type of practice that you're in. I would suggest finding somebody that you really like working for, that kind of fits your style and fits your personality. If you want to work all the time, go find somebody that wants to work all the time. If you really want to kind of have a little bit more work-life balance, go find the young partner with 3 kids that's trying to get out and put them to bed every evening. I work with a guy right now who's kind of in that situation, and he absolutely could not be more respectful of my time. So that's kind of a long, rambling answer with no real point. But hopefully at some point there was something that made sense. But.
James, you want to try to clarify for Daniel?
I'm just going to leave that mess behind and try over again. Hope you don't mind. Yes, sometimes there is no such thing as work-life balance. Sometimes it will just be work. I just got off of a stretch where in about 20 days, I think I billed about 200 hours, worked every day straight. It was miserable, really was. But that doesn't happen all the time. And usually when you do get to do something like that or have to do something like that, you get to participate in something pretty exciting. It's not exciting the second week in, but when you're done with it and look back on it, it is. So sometimes you do just cancel vacations and miss stuff. But it's not always like that. And sometimes you have slow days and you get out early. That's how you counterbalance it. The 2 things I'd say about really making your work-life balance work is when you're not at work, don't bring it with you. There's so many attorneys I know that are just completely hooked into their BlackBerrys, and they're just absent-minded all the time. And I used to be this way. I really was terrible about it. My first year in practice, I couldn't put down anything I was doing. And what that will absolutely kill you, and it will absolutely kill your relationships with your friends and family. You have to be able to, when you're eating dinner with somebody, when you're sitting down to talk to somebody, you have to be able to be there with them and enjoy their company and have that time, because otherwise you're just working all the time and you're not billing for it. So make sure that you give yourself that time to connect with people. That's really, really important. And the cost of not doing it is just way too great on you, and you won't know you're paying it until it's too late. And then the second thing is a partner that I work with named Reggie Hill, who's a very interesting, kind of eccentric guy anyway, but he told me that you should have lots of friends who aren't lawyers, which makes scheduling hard. But he says get artists and musicians, because they have really interesting lives and do really interesting things and like to talk about them. And they'll tell you all about them. They're really interested in you because you can buy nice bottles of wine. So that's his knowledge that I'll pass on to you.
That is, it's definitely something that you feel your way into. I have been really lucky in that even though it's been really busy, I've been able to still have a lot of fun. If you have hobbies, like really get excited about your hobby and get into it. Try to have a good group of friends who don't work where you do. I find that helps a lot to be able to go and socialize and have a lot of fun. But mostly just if there's something you like doing, don't be like I'm a big Predators fan. I'm going to the game tonight. I always have something going on. It seems like, and so I have not had a problem yet. Fingers crossed. But I think scheduling, getting back to sort of if there's something you want to do, make sure that you sort of budget the time for it. Like last weekend on my calendar was stay home and sleep. You know, like that was what I did, and it was beautiful. But it's because I hadn't done it in a long time. So just it's really not that hard, assuming that you go in with the knowledge that your time is not your own. Sort of what we were talking about earlier. And then once you're out, don't feel guilty just realizing that it's your time.